10 years prior in Rio de Janeiro, the movie begins. Hernan Reyes, a notorious crime lord, and his ruthless son Dante eagerly anticipate Dom and his crew's arrival. As the Brazil heist commences on the bustling streets, Dante relentlessly gives chase, accompanied by his father. The intense pursuit leads them to a bridge, where Dom decides to stay behind and guarantee Reyes's downfall. In the midst of their confrontation, Dante is forcefully knocked off the bridge, plunging into the depths of the water. In present day in Los Angeles, Dom spends time teaching little Brian how to drive before they head back home for a barbecue. The atmosphere is festive as Abuelita Toretto has flown in to join the gathering. The rest of the family, including Letty, Mia, Tej, Roman, Ramsey, and Han, eagerly awaits their arrival. Following Abuelita's heartfelt speech, everyone enjoys a meal together and begins discussing a heist in Rome supposedly orchestrated by Little Nobody. During the night, Dom confides in Letty about little Brian's belief that he isn't afraid of anything, while secretly admitting his fear of losing their family. Suddenly, their tranquil moment is interrupted when a battered and bloodied Cypher appears at their doorstep. Dom and Letty quickly conceal little Brian and confront their longtime nemesis. Cypher reveals a grave concern: Dante is on his way, having infiltrated her facility and abducted the loved ones of Cypher's henchmen. This act coerces the henchmen to shift their loyalties towards Dante, enabling him to pursue Dom relentlessly. After taking Cypher's hacking technology, Dante departs, leaving the remaining henchmen behind to eliminate her. Cypher valiantly fights her way out. In a final act of defiance, she and a lone henchman tumble down an elevator shaft before she arrives at the Toretto home. Dom and Letty urgently reach out to Little Nobody, who swiftly dispatches agents to apprehend Cypher. They soon discover that the supposed heist in Rome was a meticulously planned setup orchestrated by Dante. Determined to confront him, they swiftly board a flight to Rome. As they navigate the city streets, Tej, Roman, Ramsey, and Han diligently handle their cargo, only to realize it is an enormous bomb. Dante skillfully hacks into their trucks, causing them to swerve uncontrollably into oncoming traffic, while he sets his sights on delivering the bomb to the Vatican. In a race against time, Dom, Letty, and Little Nobody intercept the rest of the team, guiding them to safety underground. Meanwhile, Dante relentlessly pursues his sinister plan, attempting to obliterate them all. The bomb begins its perilous journey, careening down hills and streets, while Letty valiantly chases after Dante. Unfortunately, he manages to evade her pursuit, leaving her behind as she is apprehended and arrested. Undeterred, Dom continues his pursuit of the bomb, knowing that countless lives hang in the balance. Utilizing a crane, he skillfully redirects the bomb away from its path towards the Vatican. However, the resulting explosion wreaks havoc and causes significant damage. The gang, now unjustly branded as terrorists, realizes the gravity of their situation and goes into hiding. Meanwhile, Dante revels in his triumph, gloating Dom about tearing his beloved family apart. Within the agency, the newly appointed director, Amaze, holds a meeting with Tess, the daughter of Mr. Nobody. Amaze expresses concerns about the Toretto gang's transition from street racing to global heists, suggesting that Mr. Nobody was too lenient with them. Tess vehemently argues in defense of the gang, highlighting their accomplishments in bringing down dangerous criminals. Despite her arguments, Amaze successfully convinces the rest of the agency's board to pursue the Toretto gang. As a result, the media swiftly labels them as international terrorists, prompting Roman to bring Tej, Ramsey, and Han to London. Meanwhile, Mia finds herself taking care of little Brian when an onslaught of agency mercenaries storms into their location. Mia valiantly tries to fend them off while little Brian seeks refuge, but they are unexpectedly rescued by Jacob, who has been contacted by Dom. Jacob demonstrates his combat prowess, overpowering the villains in a display of strength. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Jacob instructs Mia to ensure her safety along with Brian and the children, while he escorts little Brian back to Dom, protecting him on their journey. Tess manages to locate Dom in Brazil and reveals Dante's true identity, shedding light on his motivations for targeting them. She implores Dom for assistance in clearing their names and orchestrating Letty's escape from a covert agency facility. Understanding the urgency of the situation, Tess meets with Letty to devise a plan that involves creating a scenario where it appears as though Letty is launching an attack against her. Together, they carefully strategize a scheme to facilitate Letty's transfer from the current facility to another location. Dom attends a street racing event to meet Diogo, accompanied by a familiar acquaintance named Isabel. Unexpectedly, Dante appears and challenges Dom to a high-stakes street race, with Diogo and Isabel also participating. As the race ensues, Dante reveals a grim ultimatum: Dom must choose which of the two racers will meet a tragic end, as bombs have been rigged beneath their cars. In a split-second decision, Dom attempts to impede Isabel's progress, causing Dante to detonate the bomb beneath Diogo's vehicle, resulting in a devastating explosion. Despite his ruthless intentions, Dante persists in targeting Isabel, but Dom manages to dislodge the bomb from her car, causing her to crash. Dom swiftly comes to her aid, rescuing her from the wreckage, while Dante escapes. Meanwhile, the remaining members of the gang cross paths with Ramsey's former hacking associate, Bowie. With Bowie's assistance, Ramsey retrieves a crucial file, unveiling the fact that Dante has commandeered her surveillance system, God's Eye, to target individuals close to Dom. Dante further exacerbates their predicament by depleting their funds, but Roman proves to be a saving grace by having secured some cash. Forced into action, the group embarks on a mission to locate Deckard Shaw, initially assuming Han has come to confront him due to their tumultuous past. However, their encounter is abruptly interrupted by the arrival of additional adversaries from the agency. Shaw swiftly dispatches the goons, and upon learning from Ramsey that his mother Magdalene is among Dante's potential targets, he sets off to protect his family. The remaining members of the gang seek transportation to ensure their safety, continuing their race against time. Letty awakens within an agency facility, discovering that she is held captive alongside Cypher. Utilizing her hacking skills, Cypher ingeniously manipulates the systems, releasing a gas that incapacitates the guards and granting them their freedom. As they attempt to escape, Letty initiates a fierce brawl, their bodies colliding with equipment as punches and kicks are exchanged. Eventually, the effects of the fight subside, and they regain their composure. Letty decides to make her escape alone, realizing that the facility is located in Antarctica, posing a significant challenge to her plans. In the meantime, Jacob forms a bond with little Brian, using their interaction to blend in and avoid arousing suspicion. On a plane, a friendly flight attendant, Meadow Walker, who happens to be Jacob's acquaintance, discreetly alerts him to the presence of 3 of Dante's henchmen. Swiftly taking action, Jacob incapacitates them and enlists the assistance of the flight attendant in concealing their bodies. Together, Jacob and little Brian board a secretive jet that will transport them to Brazil. Isabel awakens in Dom's apartment, which he once shared with Elena, who unexpectedly turns out to be Isabel's older sister. Overwhelmed by her feelings of inferiority and the belief that Elena was the better sibling, Isabel expresses her doubts, wondering if fate took the wrong sister. Dom assures her that such thoughts are unfounded, emphasizing his love and appreciation for both sisters. With Isabel's help, they delve into Elena's old files, uncovering information about Dante and a property linked to an abandoned police station. Intrigued, Dom visits the station, discovering a trove of videos and recordings documenting him and his family's journey over the years. In a chilling moment, Dante reaches out to taunt Dom, reveling in the prospect of making him suffer, drawing his attention to Isabel outside the window. However, their interaction is abruptly interrupted as a maze arrives to apprehend Dom. Dom finds himself being transported across the same bridge where the heist had taken place years ago. Suddenly, Dante orchestrates a devastating bombing attack on the convoy, unleashing chaos and destruction. As the face-off ensues on the bridge, Tess and Amaze join forces to confront Dante and his henchmen. However, Dante's calculated move includes a skilled sniper who eliminates Tess and Amaze, incapacitating them both. With Isabel held captive by Dante, the sniper's crosshairs now target her. Swiftly assessing the situation, Dom springs into action, swiftly moving Isabel out of harm's way. In the midst of the chaos, Dante seizes the opportunity to seize God's Eye from Tess, taunting Dom with the knowledge that he can now locate his son. Before Dom can apprehend Dante, the cunning adversary manages to escape, leaving Dom with a renewed determination to rescue little Brian. Isabel takes Tess to safety, ensuring her well-being, while Dom races against time with assistance from a maze to locate his son. Meanwhile, Dante tracks Jacob and little Brian's whereabouts. Sensing the imminent danger, Jacob arrives prepared with a vehicle armed with a powerful cannon, obliterating Dante's goons in a fiery explosion. Little Brian, eager to help, attempts to exit the vehicle to fix the cannon, unwittingly giving Dante an opening to seize the young boy. Jacob swiftly alerts Dom before he can reach his brother. In a daring and high-stakes maneuver, Dom is dropped from a jet in his car, but the peril intensifies as two of Dante's sniper helicopters unleash harpoons, aiming to immobilize Dom's vehicle. In a heart-stopping turn of events, Dom skillfully drives his car off the bridge, causing the helicopters to collide and erupt in a massive explosion. As the dust settles, Jacob selflessly sacrifices himself, flipping his car, loaded with bombs, onto the approaching goons, giving Dom an opportunity to escape and continue his mission to rescue little Brian. Dom manages to reach Dante's car and swiftly secures little Brian, ensuring his safety. However, Dante, relentless in his pursuit, employs two oil tankers as deadly weapons, intending to collide with Dom and little Brian over a dam. In a daring move born out of necessity, Dom takes a decisive course of action. He drives the car down the dam, hurtling towards the impending danger. As the tankers collide and ignite in a spectacular explosion, Dom pushes the limits, hitting the nitro hard to outrun the ensuing fireball. It appears that they have successfully evaded the immediate threat. But just as a moment of relief settles, an unexpected tragedy unfolds. A plane carrying the rest of Dom's trusted gang becomes a target of a missile, orchestrated by none other than Amaze, who had been collaborating with Dante since the Rio heist. Dom can only watch in shock and horror as his friends crash into a mountain, their fate uncertain. Dante, reveling in his sadistic triumph, declares that Dom has endured enough suffering and now must meet his end. With a heart filled with fear and determination, Dom confronts the imminent threat. Dante rigs the entire dam to detonate within seconds, leaving Dom with a terrifying choice. As Dom looks into his son's eyes, he must find a way to protect little Brian amidst the impending catastrophe. The fate of their lives hangs in the balance, and Dom's resolve is tested like never before. In the icy terrain of Antarctica, Letty and Cypher emerge from the facility, only to witness a colossal submarine rising from beneath the frozen surface. To Letty's astonishment, the submarine is piloted by none other than Giselle, who appears to be miraculously alive. Letty is left in awe, while Cypher's calculated expression suggests that she had orchestrated this turn of events all along. As the credits begin to roll, a scene unfolds in an abandoned Dante facility, where a team of determined cops swarms the premises. Amidst the chaos, one of the officers discovers a ringing phone and answers it, unknowingly marking himself as Dante's next target. Dante's voice resonates through the phone, reminding the officer that he was the one who personally executed Dante's father on that fateful day. It is revealed that the man on the other end of the line is none other than Luke Hobbs, known for his indomitable spirit and unwavering determination. With steely resolve, Hobbs responds to Dante's threat with a powerful statement, "I ain't hard to find, yes." He crushes the phone to dust, displaying his unyielding defiance. The scene concludes, leaving the audience with a sense of anticipation and the knowledge that the battle is far from over. Hobbs, a formidable force in his own right, has now become Dante's target, setting the stage for an intense confrontation to come. Thank you for tuning in to today's thrilling recap. We hope you enjoyed the exhilarating moments just as much as we did. Remember to hit that pedal to the metal and smash that like button, share the action with your crew, and subscribe to stay tuned for all the high-octane content coming your way. Your support is greatly appreciated. Have a fantastic day and stay tuned for more adrenaline-pumping updates.